probability. We're still going to do the same thing. We're going to put upstairs how many, what are all the possible ways it can happen. Over downstairs, what's all in the sample space. So upstairs is what's the event? What do we want to happen? And downstairs is how many possible outcomes are there? What's in the sample space? Remember, we made sample space. So when we're looking for theoretical probability, there hasn't been an experiment run. So let's just go through this top one because I think there's some finishing we have to do. A bag of marbles contains 8 yellow, 2 red, and 10 green. An experiment consists of selecting 1 marble at random from the bag. So in other words, they don't get to look while they're reaching into the bag and selecting the marble. Find the theoretical probability of each outcome. So A, selecting a yellow marble. Well, it's really important that first of all we know what? How many yellow marbles there are and how many rows of total marbles there are in that bag. Because remember, upstairs we need what do we want to happen, downstairs what's all possible. Okay? So determine the total number of outcomes. Well, in this one there's a 20, let's circle that. We have 20 total number of outcomes. We have 20 for a total. Then we determine the number of ways the event can occur. In other words, how many yellow marbles are there in this bag? Well, we know that there are 8. So that's the number of ways the event can occur. You've got 8. There's 8 chances in there that you're going to grab a yellow marble out of there. So now we find the theoretical probability by putting what over what?
8 over 20.
8 over 20. Let's simplify those today, because you know what? I would like you to be able to start calculating a percentage in your head, saying, you know what? I know what that is. I don't even have to put my fingers to the calculator. What does 8/20 simplify, first of all, as a fraction? Malcolm?
As a fraction.
Yeah, as a fraction, what does it simplify to?
4%.
No, I said
0.
fraction. Fraction, Malcolm. 4 tenths.
Oh,
But then 4 tenths can be simplified again.
2/5.
Trey?
2/5.
2/5. 4 goes into both of these, doesn't it? So 8/20 is really the same as 2/5. Anybody happen to know what percentage 1/5 is? Trey?
That's 20%.
That's 20%. Well, if we've got 2/5, then what percentage do we have?
40%.
40%, don't we? See, we don't want to always have to use our calculator. So this is a 40% theoretical probability that you reach into that bag and you take out a marble, it's going to be yellow. Okay. So is it impossible? Unlikely?
Yes.
Why is it unlikely?
Because it's still below 50.
Josh, why is it unlikely? Because it's between 0 and 50%. So if you're putting a $20 bet on this, is that a good choice? Probably not. Because it's unlikely you're going to actually pull a yellow marble out of there. Okay, then let's go to the other side over here where it says selecting a red or yellow marble. Notice it did not say and. Do you have a mirror over there, Riley? Do you have a mirror over there? Selecting a red or yellow marble. Would you circle that, please? Selecting a red or yellow. So does it matter which one?
Yes.
Does it matter which one? When they say red or yellow. If I say to you, either do these 20 problems on this page or these 20 problems on that page, are you going to do both of them?
No.
No, you're going to choose, aren't you? You're going to pick one or the other. Does it matter which one you do? No, because I said 4. So, again, we have 20 marbles in this bag. We already knew that. We have that 20. That's our total. And then determine the number of ways the event can occur. Well, how many red marbles are in the bag?
2.
2. So, red, 2. Yellow, let's box that. We already have talked about that there are 8 yellow. But since it doesn't matter which one you pick, we have to add them together and say, you know what, then all together there is this possible thing that could happen. How many do we have? We have 10. So the theoretical probability, and notice how they write this, probability red or yellow. What are we going to write as our fraction? Cam? 10 over 20. We decided we have 10 possible things that we could get it to happen out of 20 total. Oh, don't you dare use your calculator for this one, right? What's the first of all, the simplified fraction, right? 1/2. And 1/2 class is what percent?
50.
50%. Okay, what do we call that? Impossible? Unlikely?
As likely as not.
As likely as not, yes. As likely as you're going to pick a red or yellow marble as you're not going to pick a red or yellow one. Okay, and then we talked about this some on Friday too. The sum of the probabilities of an event and its complement, or in other words, if this is the probability of one thing happening, when you add it to the other possible thing that could have happened instead, they better add up to 100%, right? So the sum of a probability of an event and its complement is 100% because the event will either happen or it's not going to happen, right? So use the information above to find the probability of not selecting a yellow marble. Don't work very hard now, okay? I want you to make this as easy as you can. What's the probability of not selecting a yellow marble? Right?
60%.
60%. How'd you get that? Convince them that it's 60%.
Because we figured out what percent it is on how likely it is to get a yellow marble, so that you just add it to get to 100.
Or you could subtract it from 100, right? Because added to it, yeah, it would be. So let's write this. We're going to say that the probability of not yellow, well, we already figured out that the probability of getting yellow was 40%. So we should be able to just subtract that from 100, and we'll know the probability of not getting yellow then. We don't have to figure out how many marbles aren't yellow and put them over 20 and do all that work. We can just do this simple subtraction problem. And it is 60%. So if it's a 60% probability, what's the likelihood then? Impossible? Unlikely? As likely as not? Likely? Or certain? Likely. It's between 50 and 100. This is likely to happen. Okay. Okay, let's go down here and start practicing some more. Find the theoretical probability of each outcome. Rolling an odd number on a number cube. Now, here's how you're going to support your answer. You're going to state what are the possible, like how many possible things are there. So, Shamarki, do you know what we could use for the possible outcomes of stairs? What are the things that we want to happen? How many ways can it happen?
The way I can do it is I put 3/6.
Okay, why do you put 3/6?
Because there's only 3 odd numbers.
Okay, so what are they?
1, 3, 5.
Okay, 1, 3, and 5. So we have, these are the odd numbers.
And there's 6.
And
There's
1,
a 6 on the dice, right?
yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the total, or in other words, those are how many actual numbers are on the number cube. So then, if we have 1, 3, and 5, we can say that's 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is supporting our answer here, folks. Okay, make sure this is in your notes and make sure you understand that this is what you should also do for homework.
And then I divide by 3.
And then you could simplify that to what?
1/2.
1/2,
Which equals 50%.
which then we're also going to convert to a percent and say that is 50%. So the theoretical probability of rolling an odd number on a number cube is 50%. In words, that's what? As likely as not. Yes, Trey.
Just showing work also kind of like what you did with the fractions of 1.
So all of this.
All of that.
All of this. Okay. Randomly choosing a red marble from a bag of 6 red, 6 blue, and 6 green.
Add all
So first of all, there are how many red?
6.
6 red. Okay, so let's put that first of all.
6
And then what do we also need to have? We need to know there are 6 plus 8. So how many total marbles are there? So there are 20 total.
And you're finding red, so 6
And we're trying to find the probability of randomly choosing a red. That's why we figured out how many red there were.
And then you can simplify it to 3 tenths.
And that simplifies to 3/10. And again, we don't need a calculator for that.
Which equals 30%.
That's 30%.
Unlikely.
And that would be unlikely. Yeah, that would be unlikely. Okay, you try number 3 on your own. What kind of work you should show, what the fraction would be, if the fraction can be simplified, and then what would that be as a percentage? So show how you would do number 3 on a homework assignment. Okay, do you agree with me? The things that could happen are or the things we want to happen are 1 and 2. Numbers less than or equal to 2. And then there are 6 total 6 possible numbers on the number cube. So 2 out of 6 is 1/3. What exact percentage is that?
33%.
Not 33.3.
33%.
No. What exact percentage is that?
30%.
No.
33.33.
No. I mean, it is, but it's, Josh? 33 and 1/3. 33 and 1/3%. We gotta learn that 0.3 repeating means 1/3. So exactly, it is 1/3. So 33 and 1/3%. Okay, is that the kind of work you showed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What kind of work would we show for number 4? Not rolling a 6 on a number cube. Oh, wait a minute, let's not make this very hard.
Just take the 6 out of the cube.
Take the 6 out of the cube,
Yeah, like there's 6 on the cube, right?
okay?
So and you're trying to like say you're not rolling a 6. So instead of 6, you'll say 5 over 6, which equals 33%.
Oh, well, okay, let's check that out. So not rolling a 6, we're saying we could roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5.
Yeah.
So there are
6.
those are all not 6, right? That's what we want, not 6. And then there are still our 6 numbers on a number cube. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all still count, and 6 counts as in our total. So we have 6 total. So we have 5 that are not 6. We have 6 numbers on the number cube. Oh, can 5, 6 be simplified?
No.
No. Well, then what's 5, 6
83%.
as a decimal? Then, of course, then as a percent.
83%.
83.
Tell me what happens on your calculator.
83.
83.333. Oh, what did we just say 0.3 repeating is?
1/3.
1/3. So what would this be?
83 and 1/3%.
83 and 1/3%. We're good. We can give it exactly. 0.3 repeating means 1/3. Okay. It was the next one I meant don't work very hard on. There's a 12% probability of winning a game. So 12% chance that you're going to win whatever game you're playing with somebody. What's the theoretical probability that you're not going to win the game? And what kind of work do we show for that? Shmarky?
Multiply.
Huh?
Multiply.
No.
Hands on
Make it easy. Come on. Make it easy. Trey?
You have to subtract 100. No, you have to subtract 12 from 100.
Yeah, the probability of winning a game. We want the probability of not winning. So we're going to put that probability of not winning
Isn't this not going to be 17?
is 100. Take away the probability of winning. This is this is using the complement idea. Either you'll win or you won't win. Well, if you don't win 12% of the if you win 12% of the time, then you can take that away from 100. Trade
88%.
88% of the time, you would not win. Who wants to play that game, huh? Must be a tough one. Okay, that'd be me on Jeopardy, is right. Okay, anybody have any questions or concerns and not clear on the expectations of what you should show in your homework? We don't have this same stuff happening